Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a great day and doing well. This is a video I stumbled upon myself. Don't know how, but it looks pretty interesting. This is a little bit different. This is really old. This is from 1938, and it's called Aussioddities. That's the name, one word right there. This is from a channel, NFSA Films. And this will be linked down below, of course, as always. Get right into this. It's really interesting watching archived films, really old stuff. And, most of the ones I guess I would say I've seen from American stuff. And it's really interesting just because it's old. So this is super interesting. Australian, and it's from the 30s. Let's see what it's all about. Oddities in Australia, I'm sure there's plenty of those. Sign me up. Here we go.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamed of in our philosophy. And in Australia, there are probably more odd and curious instances of plant, insect, and animal life than in any other country.
Right away, he says what I still say almost 100 years later. There are probably more peculiar and odd and unique instances of, wildlife, animals, insects, vegetation, all these different things in Australia than arguably the rest of the world. And I think that stands true. Australia is so crazy because it's so big and it's a famous place and it's just so unique in a world that's so ginormous and so diverse, and there's hundreds of countries, literally, over 200, right? The fact that one country, Australia, is so unique apart from the rest is pretty spectacular. All right, here we go.
Now, 2 lads prepare for a day's fishing. A worm is required. Eureka! Here it is.
Whoa.
Bait for a whale.
Oh my God.
Enter the
It just
early
kept
word.
coming out.
Meet the giant earthworm. Megascolides australis. Well, that's his name, but don't hold it against him. These worms are numerous in the Gippsland area and have been found up to a length of 11 feet, but they average generally from 4 to 6 feet.
11 feet? And even 4 to 6 feet for regular ones? Holy smokes. Yeah, I've seen earthworms before in America, and never like this. We're talking like this big. Like that would be a big one, like less than a foot. This is insane. Look at the diameter on that puppy, and then look at how long it is. That is insanity. It's almost freaky. What the heck? How is it that big?
These worms are numerous in the...
May I also add that the quality of this is very impressive, actually. Considering this is from 1938, I'm sure it's been, upgraded somehow and modified. But either way, judging from a base of 1938 footage, this is looking pretty good.
Gippsland area, and have been found up to a length of 11 feet, but they average generally from 4 to 6 feet.
That's just wild.
Some bait. Now don't get impatient. Yo ho!
Oh my
heave-ho,
goodness.
And here it comes.
Oh, that is insane. Okay, that's
Hey,
ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Where are you going? It's a long worm that has no turning. And here he is, a nice and...
Look at how big that thing is. What is going on in Australia, man? I don't know how I haven't seen this yet after all these months. That is insane. Why?
handful of bait. In the meantime, straight goes west.
Does anyone eat those? Like, I'm trying to think of a bird, like, just eyes lighting up compared to what birds would find here for worms. I mean, who the heck? That is like a buffet,
Who says eggs for breakfast? Well, that's what these are.
What?
So
Eggs?
much for worms. Now here,
That's weird.
who'd like a nice bunch of Ochrogasta contraria?
Whoa.
Translated with considerable freedom, this means the processional caterpillar. The
What?
original follow my leader exponents. The crowd complex is well developed in these creatures.
Okay, when they were zoomed out and it was in a bunch, I thought it was like a plant. And then this thing just keeps unwinding and slowly chugging along. And look at the segments, too.
But not only do they follow each other about, but they live together in large communities in peculiar
They're like,
egg-shaped
they're
nests.
hairy.
These nests are formed of a papery substance and are slung from the smaller branches and twigs of shrubs and trees and are
Oh
filled
my
with
goodness.
carpets and other trifles.
Look how ridiculously
From the nest,
huge that is.
A web track leads down to the ground, and once ashore, the caterpillars wander about in single file in search of food. Here they go, head to tail, trying to fool the birds into thinking they're snakes. One
That's
bright
weird
lad
how they're in
sense of
formation
humor
like that.
joined the tail light to the headlight, and the music went round and round and round.
Look at these guys.
They were still in circulation.
Okay, that's
so
insane.
We let the merry go round, and we pass on to that most peculiar bird, the bowerbird.
The bowerbird, okay.
The bowerbird builds bowers. These bowers, or playgrounds as they are sometimes called, are quite distinct from their nests, which are built high up in the trees, and they've been described as the most wonderful instances of bird architecture yet discovered. In view of the amount of time that the bird puts into the job, well, they ought to be. Now look at this fellow. While his feathered relatives are busily increasing the mortality rate amongst the early worms, or sweetly serenading the girlfriend, the bowerbird is bent on nobler errands. A few repairs to the summer house, or a new wing onto the baronial hall. Just
yeah, this is so amazing to me when you see footage of, for in this example, like a bird literally building something. We know this happens every day in nature, and it's just so wild because, regular person like me, you really don't see it much, or maybe I just don't seek it out a lot. But I'm always fascinated by it. The fact that they're architects, they're nature's architects. The fact that they can build things, and they just do it themselves with stuff around nature, and basically without tools like we use. So it's just so bizarre to see, and this is really shaping up to be a kind of cool video, really interesting. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. Make sure to smash that like button on this.
a few repairs to the summer house, or a new wing onto the baronial hall. Just a day's work to him.
Wow. How fast it moves, you know?
When the bowers are built, the bird gathers shells, colored leaves or flowers, anything he considers ornamental, and he decorates his bower with them.
That's
One
amazing.
such playground was found to contain pieces of blue paper, blue parrot feathers, and even a piece of blue ribbon.
Wow. Do you hear that? This thing not only is building this, but it decorates it afterwards.
The bird refuses to say where he got it.
This is
However,
insane.
you'll realize that the bowerbird has a blue outlook on life.
Unreal.
And here we switch to a different sort of oddity. Among the little-known industries of Australia must surely be included this one. Now, this gentleman has an order 50,000 medicinal leeches, and here he hopes
Medicinal
to fill the order in quick
leeches.
time.
Oh, geez.
Standing in the water, he puddles the mud. This annoys the leeches, and so they come to the top to see what all the fuss is about. Over goes the board, and into the sock go the leeches. A full-blooded creature, the leech. He takes all and gives nothing. Just another gold digger.
Wow. Interesting way of catching those, right?
Nice, friendly little creatures they are. They stick around so, sort of get attached. Well, anyway, let's
I love
say
the
a long
humor in
goodbye,
this.
we hope, to the mud puddler and his playmates. And
Look at
head
it.
to
Look at it
Rockford
latching on.
for a change. And now our destination lies just across the swamp. So chartering the local Queen Mary, we set a course for Reedy Lake, the breeding ground of ibis for countless centuries. Forging slowly through the green-mantled waterways, life becomes very pleasant and restful, unless you're paddling the canoe. As we approach the rookery, the ibis rise in great mobs, circling above the trees to see what manner of intrusion this might
Wow.
be. It's interesting to reflect that for 8 months of the year, it's possible to walk or drive from one lake to another quite easily. But from August to November, the whole area, something like 200 square miles, is 3 to 10 feet underwater.
That's crazy. You heard that? So definitely spelling out that there's basically dry season for 8 or 9 months a year and wet season. The fact that that is literally underwater, they're paddling, in a boat or a canoe rather than driving there possibly in another month of the year. It's pretty interesting, right?
Oh, these children.
How the landscape can
always
literally
fight.
change like that.
Ah, well, it's the same old story. Brother loves sister. Oi, stop it, you two.
They are going
Not
at
that I
it.
ever get to sleep. Like most
Nice.
birds, these ibis are of particular benefit to mankind. Each bird consumes about 2,000 young grasshoppers per day.
Wow.
And as the ibis are numbered in tens of thousands, the insects they consume in the course of a year work out at about 15, 2, 15, 4, 15, 6, and 1 for is not. Anyway, you work it out. Meanwhile, we
Millions.
move on to that most popular and
Let's go with that.
Australian, the kangaroo.
There we go.
Now,
Look at
remember the
this
story of the
old
Irish?
footage of
Saw a
kangaroos.
kangaroo for the first time. Be jabbers, says Pat. There is no such creature. Anyway, old man kangaroo certainly takes some believing, doesn't he?
Oh my God, the way
These
they
animals are
hop, and then the way they boom, they pounce over the fence. God, they're just so wild. And then I always say, I know that's probably funny. If you're watching this in Australia right now, you're probably like, dude, what is the big deal? Because you see these weekly, maybe every day. This, to me, as American, you know, no one has these. These are just so bizarre.
Anyway, old man kangaroo certainly takes some believing, doesn't he?
And there's not much that gets
These
around
animals
like they do.
are indigenous to Australia. In fact, real natives.
They're,
enormous
yes,
strength
they're
of the
real
hind legs
natives for sure.
is shown by the distance that these marsupials can leap. You know,
Boy,
if
they
it
can
becomes
cover some
necessary for
ground
us to fight,
quick.
the
They're
roo makes
fast.
full use of this strength of his. Each of his feet terminates in a long, sharp claw, capable
Wow.
of tearing a dog in half. And although the roo is normally a peaceful creature, well, just woe betide anyone who corners him at close quarters.
Yeah, don't
Now,
corner a roof.
Here we have front seat at the kangaroo's Grand National Steeplechase, run over a bush course and any number of fences you care to put up. It seems a pity that they're not allowed to compete in the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I was going to say
There
they
would
could
certainly
compete in the
be huge jumping
hurdler
records.
100-meter race in the Olympics. Be hard to beat one of those, wouldn't it?
Someone taking the wrong turning. Steady there.
Uh-oh.
Have a nice
Turn
trip.
around. Oh, whoa.
Time
I almost
on.
tripped.
And even a roo needs a rest sometimes. So until next Aussie Oddities, goodbye, everyone.
There it is. That was Aussioddities from 1938. How about that? Narrated by Charles Lawrence, it says. That was really entertaining. I tell you what, the caterpillar parade there, the giant earthworm, that was just absolutely crazy to me. Just wild. This was really cool. Really cool. So please comment if you have seen this before, and maybe, you know, about any of the things that stood out to you in the video, of course. And of course, maybe you could suggest some older style media like this that you would like me to check out. This stuff really is fascinating to me. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So hopefully you did too. Throw a thumbs up on there. Help this video out if you did. Please subscribe for more stuff like this, of course. And check that description out for this original video and other ways you can interact with my channel. Check out the Discord. It's really, really cool now. And check me out on Instagram and Facebook at IWrocker. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. And until next time, guys, catch you later.